From Monday to Tuesday, you don't have any fun. From Wednesday to Thursday, just gonna out for a run. Friday and Saturday, you're always getting drunk. And Sunday, you stay at home and never go to church.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of MyNightOut Radio. DJ Psyco Eddie here. That was Madball, New York hardcore band. They've been around for as long as I can remember. It's an awesome band. I've had the pleasure to see them a couple of times. If you ever get a chance, I got to work with them not that long ago, probably about a year ago. They absolutely sick show.
And they've been coming through Rhode Island since the baby head days, since the living room days. They always make a stop.
If you remember the Rocket, you're older than me, but I mean, I used to go to the Rocket and I used to see them there. By the way, tonight in studio, not one but two guests, because that's how we roll. We have Jim Allen from New World Wrestling Extreme, and we also have Dan, the Bionic Bull Badandi. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Like last week, we have to thank the Buzz for Narragansett Beer. I got some positive and negative feedback, so I have to apologize for the end of the show last week.
Maybe you should just and off the air you talked about rebranding. Maybe we should just call this show The Buzz.
The Buzz. Actually, that's already taken for a TV show. Or I think it's a webcast or a podcast. Anyways, I also have to thank Justin from Azo's Pizza, because Dan currently is doing a little bit of PR for them, and they came down with not one but two pizzas. And I got to say, the hot wiener pizza was amazing. I mean, I am actually floored at how good that is. And,
I'm hitting it right now,
you're
and
hitting the hot wiener pizza.
It's as Dan said on my show. If you're looking at the menu to say, do I want a pizza? Do I want 6 all the way? You can get them both in the hot wiener pizza.
And I gotta say, it's one of the better hot wiener pizzas, and a lot of places around here have the wiener pizza. In fact, Gels, right around the corner from the studio, has the wiener omelet, and a lot of the incarnations of the hot wiener, whatever it is, sometimes they're not so good, sometimes they're really good. I got to put this right up at the top. It's one of the best ones I've had in a very long time. Also, Azo's sent down a pepperoni pizza, which Tony kind of dug into a little bit.
Delicious.
I'm going to be hitting that in just a bit. So, as with all my shows, I'm a fat guy. All right, I got a little bit of a buzz, but hell, we'll put that aside for now. Because a sponsor that doesn't want to be named is also now feeding me nip bottles every time I hit the liquor store for production reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But have you guys gone out lately? Going out to eat? Think of that in the back of your mind, because I got 2 places I really got to bring out. So think about where you've been. The 2 places I really got to throw out there. First off was Brewmaster's Neighborhood Tavern, Main Street in Coventry. They have over 100 beers, like 60 some odd beers on tap, and they're even doing flights, so you get 4 different samples, and it's about the cost of 1 beer, but you get 4, I'd say about like a 4-ounce pour, so you're getting about a full pint of beer in this sampler. And I've tried some really crazy stuff. The one that I really want to put out there, sorry Narragansett, but the Sweet Baby Jesus Chocolate Peanut Butter Stout.
Oh man!
That sounds good, man.
I tried it, and the only way that could be better is if you had a Chambord chaser to make it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was amazing. Also, Borelli's Pizza. Borelli's has pizza. Borelli's is known for their pastries, their baked goods. Not so much known for their calzones, their pizza, their spinach pies. Well, today I went to go visit my parents, and you got to bring them something, and I'm tired of bringing pastry. I don't need the pastry, but we ended up at the bakery anyways, and the pizza they had, absolutely fantastic. But, again, let me bring it up, Azo's Pizza.
And if you want to order online, they deliver to your house, West Warwick, Coventry, all the area. But Azos, AZOS Pizza.com. You can order online, or you can call 401-828-8090. Again, 828-8090. If you want to try that hot wiener pizza, and folks, it's delicious.
Yeah, I can't vouch for it enough.
And surprisingly enough, we've talked about food on this show for going on almost 2 years now. This is the first time we've actually eaten behind the mic. Now, there's a reason for that, because it's pretty hard to do a audio format while you're chowing down on a pizza. But
no, I got to say that. By the way, if there's any other restaurants that want to send us food for us to try on the air, we'll be more than willing to accept it, and we will eat it on the air or off the air, and we'll give you our
both.
And we'll give you an honest opinion, unless it sucks, in which case we won't talk about it at all. But so now the reason why we have Jim and Dan in studio, there's a big show coming up.
Yes.
It's the Blood and Bones. Tell me about it. I know it's in Woonsocket. After that, things are a little sketchy. So why don't you fill in the blanks?
Basically, it's Blood and Bones 6, the American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street, Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's basically our home base area. Been running there for 6 years. As you know, it's Blood and Bones 6. So, been there a while now, and it's coming up Saturday, September 24th. Full line of matches, including the Bionic Bull, Dan by Dondi, taking on Bo Douglas. Dan, what'd you tell us about the match and what you plan on doing?
Well, ground and pound, stretch the hell out of them and make them tap. That's what I do. But yeah, Bo Douglas, I mean, all that aside, respect. I mean, he's a very talented wrestler. Both of us been all over New England, won many championships everywhere, and we went at it so many times, tagged with each other and everything else. But in that ring, the respect is gone. I mean, it's either him going out or him tapping.
Now, you see, you hit on something that I find a lot in pretty much any type of entertainment field. With you guys, it's wrestling. For me, it's usually music and different bands. But there's a brotherhood, a camaraderie between the different competitors, different musicians, different entertainers. There is a brotherhood, and outside the ring, when you're off the stage, there is a very big respect for each other. You guys take care of each other. If one of you is down, one of the others is going to help pick them up, and
that's right.
One hand washes the other. Everyone takes care of everyone else.
It's basically a band of brothers. You know what I mean? Just like being on a football team or being on any professional team or being in the military. You're all like you're right there for each other.
And except for us, we're all good friends and brothers and everything, but we just like to beat each other up for fun.
Well, I actually do have a brother. I don't really talk about it that much because we don't get along all the time, but I can talk bad about him. Yeah. God help anyone else who does. Because, it's my brother. You don't mess with it. It's family.
Yeah, so that's the same way I feel, too. I have a brother, and,
you may not always see eye to eye, and the family squabbling is always going to be there.
Yeah.
You guys see it in the ring all the time.
Yeah.
You guys could be sharing a beer after the show, but during the show, you guys are kicking the snot out of each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I got to say is, we'll hit about this later, but you're kicking the crap out of each other, but you keep it family friendly.
Exactly.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute because we got to leave here with a little bit of music because I'm just digging right through the roots, music that I haven't played in quite a while, or even at all on the radio show.
I see you guys eyeing that pizza.
Well, yeah, there's a slice of pizza over there with my name on it as well.
New York style pizza.
Actually, I got to go for the pepperoni. I haven't hit the pepperoni yet.
I'll tell you, that wiener pizza is great.
I did nasty things to that hot wiener pizza.
Oh, yeah, man.
So we're going to take a little break here. We're going to leave here with When Particles Collide. The name of the song is Moats. We'll be back in a minute.
Magnesium is measured out in grams, and so use a molar mass to convert to moles. Hydrochloric acid is measured in volume. Moles result from liters times concentration. 22.4 liters makes 1 mole of hydrogen gas in 1 atmosphere and 0. Go! Everything reacts in more ratios. 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 Times 10 to the 23rd. Everything reacts in more ratios. 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 1 mole of methane burns with 2 moles of oxygen, making CO2 and H2O like all combustions. Use the mole ratios from the balance equation to calculate the maximum product you can make from any amount of each reactant you make. Even if one is in excess, then the other is limiting. The theoretical yield of either CO2 or H2O, just basic calculations on moles. Everything reacts in more ratios. 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 Everything reacts in more ratios.
That was Kilgore. The name of the song was Senorita Beefeater. Before that was When Particles Collide, a little bit of science for you, dropping some science on you. The name of that song was Moat. In studio today, we have Jim Allen from New World Wrestling Extreme and Dan the Bionic Bull Bidandi. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, if you want to be part of this show, if you want to advertise, if you want to promote something, hit me out, MyNightOut Radio at Verizon.net. MyNightOutRI.com is the website for all your upcoming events. If you want to hit us up on Facebook, /MyNightOut, Twitter and Instagram, DJ Psyco Eddie. Make sure you hit us up. If you want to get anything out there, that's the way to do it. Now, Dan, you do a little bit more than wrestling. Obviously, you're doing PR for Azo's Pizza right now. Give us an overview, some of the other stuff, because you actually get tied in politically. You seem to be the only person in this room to do almost as much media as Mr. Tony Jones does.
Oh, yeah. I mean, between running my show, TruthRadioShow.com, Infowars.com, I do work for them as well. And just being wrapped up in all the political BS. I mean, every time, especially when there's some kind of a false flag attack, anything like that, terrorist attack, we're wrapped up in it big time. Tonight, like, for instance, on my 2 radio shows later tonight, to talk about things with Sandy Hook. There's FOIA hearings going on that the public's not aware about, but we're being viciously attacked from that, the reporters who are covering that. But, just all over the spectrum. I mean, politics to, what people call conspiracy theories, and just truth in general, exposing people, and, just we're all over the political spectrum, if you want to put it that way.
So you're looking for the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not afraid. I've seen a few of your clips on YouTube. You are not afraid to go out there and put yourself in harm's way to get the truth.
I got threatened face-to-face by the Secret Service, FBI, CIA, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we confronted congressmen, presidents. The whole night. I mean, almost every political candidate.
So should we be looking for a black van pulling up at any time?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've actually seen you get thrown out of a courtroom before, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, standing up for the gun rights. Me and Tony Jones at the State House all the time when they present these tyrannical gun control bills. We're there right there, for hours. I think we sat there for 8 hours in a congressional hearing, a Senate hearing, I'm sorry, to speak our mind to, about how guns save lives and everything else and support the Second Amendment. and we battle against these gun grabbing politicians, and I mean it's an ugly battle, it really is.
So now I got to ask both of you, really, with the wrestling, how did you guys get started? First off,
Well, both of us were, again, we went to the same high school together. Me and him were in a couple of same classes, talking about one day we're going to be professional wrestlers, and, and 20-something years later, that was back in the 90s, man, and we started.
God, the age is kicking in, man,
Yeah.
I tell you. But, I mean, we started out NEWA, New England Wrestling Alliance, back in like
Pro
94,
Wrestling.
95.
that
The
was
Yankee Pro and
D'Alessandro. if I
yeah,
remember
Rocco
correctly.
D'Alessandro, yeah. We started back in those days, and those days were basically you come here, you want to wrestle and stuff like that. You're training, you didn't have to pay for your training or anything like that, and the dues that you got out of it, you actually just worked for that company, and and that's how you got your experience, and and myself back in 1996. I mean, back in those early days too. Before I jump to that, but back in those days, the internet wasn't big. Everything was you got stuff out of pro wrestling magazines and different like wrestling companies that were throughout like New England. And myself, I actually connected by, people were writing letters to promoters and stuff like that. And that's just how you try to get a hold of people. The internet wasn't big back then.
Now, I do remember, and I actually, one person in this room in particular sticks out. I used to catch the backyard wrestlers that used to post on the cable access. Mr. Jones. Excuse me. So, did you guys ever do a foray in the backyard wrestling?
I know.
Honestly, no. I've never did the backyard, hooray and all that stuff. I've never got into it. I mean, I think once I went there as a guest to, see some stuff going on, and I think I just, helped them out with refereeing a match or something like that. But needless to say, I ended up hurting my wrist that day, and I never was back, so I don't know what the hell happened that day, but it is what it is. But, I mean, I did check one out a few times. I was, invited there, so, but never actually wrestled a match in the backyard.
So you were a purist. You kept it in the ring and a professional level.
Yep,
for
absolutely.
the last.
And we were taught old
Yeah,
school.
I mean, back in like '96, I connected with the Boston Bad Boy Tony Rumble, which was the Century Wrestling Alliance out of Revere, Massachusetts, which later on turned the NWA New England, National Wrestling Alliance New England, and I was with him for from 96 to 99, 98 actually, when 98, 99 when he passed away. And they still kept the company rolling and stuff like that. So I was with them for a long period of time and actually toured with the NWA and stuff and worked, different anniversary shows down in Florida and stuff like that. So I was part of the National Wrestling Alliance for, a good 10 years anyways.
Okay.
Now, to your point about backyard wrestling, here's a story for you. I'm about 16, 17 years old at the time. The internet's first coming out. I get an email, and it's these folks. They say they have this awesome new up-and-coming wrestling federation. They'd like to book me. Would I come check it out? So I'm all excited. I got a great wrestling booking. I show up at the address. Their wrestling ring was a pile of leaves, and it was 10, 11-year-old kids. I said, I better get out of here before I get my ass in trouble, break a neck.
Well, you see, that's the other side of the coin that I was trying to bring out. If you have enough resources, or mom and dad has enough resources, I've heard stories of people going out, buying a wrestling ring, renting some space, and starting their own wrestling alliance. I'm not going to mention any names because, well, it escapes me right now, but I know several people that have done these, not really backyard, but really shady wrestling leagues. And if you were to get started with someone, or if you ran across something like that, what do you do? Do you just say, "Oh, sorry guys, I'm out of here," or do you try to put them on the right path?
I mean, putting them on the right path, depending on how serious they were to wanting to do it.
Well,
to get them on the right.
I don't know how much a ring costs, but if mom and dad just shelled out,
average ring, brand new, right out of the box type of deal. I mean, you're looking at $6,000. You know what I mean? I mean, there's different ring companies that you can buy rings from. I mean, there's like low floor rings, like practice ring type of deals where they're a couple $1,000s, you know. But I mean, to realistically get going, with everything involved, I mean, you need at least $10,000, you know, to really get things rolling if you're gonna run, you know, on a serious note.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, that's something to think about if you got an extra couple of $10,000 laying around.
But I mean, when I started New World Wrestling Extreme back in 2003, I mean, I started off renting a ring from a company. I rented off the entranceway and the lighting and the sound. And as time went on, we just started buying stuff. You know, before I know it, we owned our own ring. It took time, but I mean, we went and took it to the right direction. I mean, because we, especially when you
Social media?
So, putting everything with the right people to work with.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To having the right people around you.
So you're networking with the right people.
Right. I mean, you want to be successful, you have to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you could have one or two people, in that group that could be bad apples that could ruin the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And there's a lot of work involved. I mean, like, Jimmy could tell you, I mean, like, besides what you see on that show, so much stuff is involved in the back. I mean, you got to have the promoter, the people who run the TV. Everything's got to coordinate together. That's why you need to take a week off after a show, because it is such a headache to run a show. I mean, it's
not only just me running shows. I mean, I work a Monday through Friday job too.
Oh yeah.
I drive tractor trailers for a living. And when, I'm getting out of work, I'm going home, I'm eating my dinner, and I'm sitting in front of the computer the rest of the night promoting the shows, and I'm on the computer until 11, 12 o'clock at night, getting back up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go back and do the work again. I mean, it's a never-ending thing. It's a 7 days a week thing, if you want it to go the way you want it to go. Yeah. And I just look at trying to be the best out there to, and just do the right thing, to make your product top notch,
Yep.
I mean, I like to go the extra mile. I mean, hey, I've had my hits, I've had my good shows, I've had my bad shows, but it's always been good shows. But I mean, the money aspect of it has, some shows are very low. You have a low attendance, 100 people, or whatever.
Not everyone's going to be a big hit. Well, why don't we hold it right there? We're going to take a little break. Regroup a little bit, refresh our beverages, actually.
Absolutely.
I'm going to refresh my pizza slice.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave here with a little bit of music from Adapter. The name of the song is Death Certificate Disorder. You're listening to My Night Out Radio, and we'll be back in a minute.
Got
almost fought across the galaxy. In a time he travels to all times and all the worlds. Usually he's got a sidekick, most of them are pretty girls. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
All right, my night outers, thanks.
Hopefully he's not listening.
No, not at all. That guy sucks. What's his name again? Oh, just kidding. That was Frenzy of Tongues, by the way. The name of the song, Doctor Who. Before that was Adapter, Death Certificate Disorder. I got to get a few upcoming events I got to get out to you guys. Number one, first and foremost, we have to bid adieu to George Gorner's Singletude. That's right, George Gorner's taking the plunge at 52 years old. He is getting married for the first time. So we are going to have a barn burner blowout of a bachelor party. Well, there's a lot of bees, and I got through it quite well, actually. First off, we have Necrophiliac Meat Circus, Wolfman Chuck and the Brimstone Boys, Dead Girls Don't Say No, and another performer. I'm going to muddle through the name, and I'm sorry if I screw it up, but I believe it's Asia Salih, who let's just put it, she has a very interesting stage show that you definitely have to see. By the way, this is a PG-13 type show.
Yeah.
Granted, it's at a bar, so you have to be at least 21 or 18 to 21 to get in. But we're going to keep it mellow at that point. However, I was put in charge of the extracurricular activities or the late night activities after said bachelor party. I'm not going to tell anyone what is going on. However, I will say you do want to bring a lot of extra money, mostly in ones.
Not Sacagaweas.
Oh, God, I'll leave that alone. Also on October 14th, Providence Metal Fest. I'm just going to go through the bands because almost every one of these bands is not a local band. We're going to start off with Soilwork, Unearth, Battlecross, Woven War, which is formerly known as I Lay Dying, Darkness Divided, The River Neva, Noxie Arena, The Beast of Nod, Manifest, Composing the Apocalypse, Brand New Day, Murdoch, Let Us Pray, Gomorrah, Death Wish, Depraved Within, Anodia, again, sorry for screwing that up, Fate's Last Flight, and Bottom Feed, and I did that with almost one breath. So, that's October 14th at Fat Music Hall, Ballroom and Lounge. It's 2 stages, nonstop music, starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, goes till about 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to miss that. I will be DJing on the main stage. That's pretty much usual.
Now, our good friend Justin, who's been on your show and on my show, he's got a new gig up there, right?
Yeah, he's actually in charge of the hospitality for the talent. He's taking care of the bands as they come in. He's also a booking agent for FET. And Justin, congratulations. You've been working for it. You're finally hitting the big time now. And I look forward to working with you a lot more in the upcoming months. Well, that's enough of the upcoming events. Well, not totally, because we have
The biggest event coming up this Saturday.
the biggest event this Saturday, Blood and Bones, Woonsocket, American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street. I had to write that down so I would remember it.
You're
I'm not
good,
gonna
man.
lie.
You're good, though.
So, if I want to get tickets for this, how do I get my tickets?
Well, basically, tickets are all at the door. So basically, at 6 o'clock that day, you get them right out the door.
Get there at 6 o'clock.
Get there at 6 o'clock because the gates open at 6. I mean, they're $12 for adults, $8 for kids 12 and under.
Okay. And this is family friendly.
Family friendly.
And what time is the first match? Or what time is the first bell?
First bell is 7 p.m.
So you got an hour to get to your seat, and well, you'll only be using the.
Well, I
edge
mean, you got the outdoor bar going on. You got the grills that'll be lit out there, so you can get yourself something to eat, something to drink. I mean, the kids can get a soda or whatnot. You got, it's full deal. Just like back in Jack Widgie's days, they had all kinds of stuff popping, the food going on, the sausage and peppers cooking, and it's a good time.
Then intermission, you get to meet the wrestlers. The kids get
Yeah.
their autographs, pictures with the stars.
Well, even before the show too.
Yeah.
I mean, we will. There'll be a few.
mingling around. People
Yeah,
will
there'll be a
able to-
few guys out there. You know what I mean? Before the show starts, I mean, you can get their merchandise and whatnot.
That's another thing I really like about the local wrestling or the smaller federations. The performers, the wrestlers are very accessible to the public.
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
not
I
gonna
mean,
hide
you're
them in
like
the back room.
right. You're right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only feet away instead of miles away.
Well, now you touched upon it a little bit before the break. I want to really draw this out. Tell me a little bit about the average day of a professional wrestler, whatever it is. How do you balance a 40-hour-a-week, 50-hour-a-week job, working for the federation? Plus, you're now also working out, training. How do you do it?
I mean,
I know you just do, but
everybody's schedule's different. Everybody works different hours. If you're on the independent scene, chances are you got a Monday through Friday job or even
two
a
of 'em.
weekend job, or have a job that's okay with you doing your events, or if you're working at that time, they give you the day off, and and like Dan by Dondi here, he's in the gym half the time, pumping it up, and but I mean, everybody has their their different schedule. Like mine, I work from 4:30 in the morning until 5-6 o'clock at night, go home, and if I'm going to the gym that day, which I hate to say this, but I haven't been in a while because I've been so busy promoting the event and stuff like that. But everybody has their own different thing. But I mean, it's very time consuming, especially if you have an average person has a 9-to-5 job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know with myself, I get out of work at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever the time is, and by the time I get home, I don't feel like going to the gym. I do very little promotion for just what I do, and I mean, I'm on on the weekends. It's a constant run, but with you guys,
just like right after work, don't even go home. Go right to the gym, because if you go home, you're not going to the gym. That's the way I learned anyway. Because you go home, you get tired, and that's it. So, for me, I got to work myself. I got to fit my work, the gym time, the wrestling time with the family, the PR stuff I do for people, and also my own reporting, and some once in a while for Infowars.com. So you got to fit multiple amount of things all in that, and also maintaining the gym, because you got to be in good shape, in the ring. And
but yeah, that's one thing. I mean,
I don't know.
I have to. Obviously, you can tell by looking at me, I am not the model of a healthy lifestyle. But I mean, I never wrap my head around that much dedication to something that you're really not getting paid a lot for, because I mean, a lot of these guys are getting gas money at the end of the night.
Right.
I mean, if it's not making dollars, to me, it just doesn't make sense. But I mean, you guys really have to love what you're doing, Well, granted, beating
Right.
the crap out of someone on a regular has its draw. But
I mean, on my end, because I'm the promoter and the CEO of the company and stuff like that, is more or less on my end is, making sure all the talent, making sure everything's, taken care of and stuff like that. My main thing is putting the company name out there. That way people get familiarized with it. And the more it gets out there and the more it's in the public eye, the better, as time goes on, the better you do at your events. I mean, as long as you're out there promoting and putting your feet out, the footwork out there, the good things will happen. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of competition out there, but we all basically stay to our territories. I would, more or less say, but it's a lot of work, But my main thing is get, the name out there and get, asses in the seats. Sorry to say ass, but it's the truth.
Trust me,
It's
we've said a lot
asses
worse on
in the
this show.
seats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you do come to one of our events, you will leave happy.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it.
That's for sure.
Now, I have a question that, personally, it has happened to me. When you guys are wrestling, and do you have limits? Like some of the more extreme matches where people will go flying over the ropes or over a barricade, do you have a limit? All right, you can maybe hit a couple of chairs, but you're not going to wipe out half a section of chairs or...
Well, when we set up and build the card, certain matches are what they are. If it's under Extreme Rules, then that's what it is. If it's not under Extreme Rules, you shouldn't be grabbing a chair. You shouldn't be doing anything like that, but sticking to your match in that squared circle, and that's what you should be doing.
So you do have,
we have
this
bookers.
This card is for just this type.
Right.
And
Just like the title matches and stuff like that we got rolling. The bookers take care of that. And what your match is set to be is what you need to be doing. Not taking it to another level. Just doing what you feel like you think you need to do. Because not for nothing, we ain't gonna tolerate that. We set up matches that way. That's what it is.
so there is a very low tolerance for BS outside the ring.
And we're definitely strict on what we do and what we put out there because we are family friendly.
Yep.
So we're not trying to put out that extreme, deal out there where people just think we're some hardcore company. You know what I mean? There's been times we do have matches that get a little crazy, but
I heard stories about a chainsaw.
we have a guy named Crazy Chainsaw. Yes.
There is an actual gas-powered chainsaw fired up in the venue.
Yeah.
Well, while we're stewing over that, and while the listeners are stewing over that, why don't we take another break? Because here's some guys that are going to be performing. Actually, we just mentioned Justin. He was just at the Mass Can event yesterday.
And he's probably still there, laying on the grass somewhere.
Actually, I've hung out with Justin a few times. If anyone can walk away from that semi-unscathed, it's going to be Justin. The name of the band is Devil's Feedback. October Skies is the name of the song. We'll be back in a minute.
Let me tell you
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gomorrah, named the song Inner Turmoil. Before that, Devil's Feedback, October Skies. We've been talking with Jim Allen and Dan Badandi for the last 50 minutes. So, guys, really quick, because we are running really low on time. If we want to get in touch with you, or if they want to get in touch with you, I already know how to get in touch with you. How do they do it?
Well, you can check us up on Facebook at New World Wrestling Extreme. You can hit us up on Twitter at NWW Extreme. Basically, the event's coming up Saturday, September 24th. The American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Tickets are $12 for adults, $8 for kids 12 and under. Show starts at 7 p.m. The gates open up at 6. Full line of card, 8 matches, 2 title matches. We're getting ready to go.
Cool. And Dan, what about you? If someone wanted to get in touch with you,
TruthRadioShow.com's got my email contact, my websites, my social media networks, or just look up Dan Badandi on Google. You'll find me somewhere.
Now that's the funny thing. I know pretty much everyone in this room is Googleable.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that was a thing up until Tony mentioned it about a month ago, that everyone that has been through here is Googleable. And that's
Well, you didn't know you were there.
I am not one of those people obsessed with looks or vanity. So when I just do stuff, I don't realize people are getting my name out there. And sure enough, I Googled myself, which sounds a lot sicker than it really is. But I Googled myself, and I have some very interesting things out there. So if you want, Google DJ Psycho Eddie, and be prepared to laugh.
However, don't go on Rhode-IslandCourtConnect.com and type our names in. That's something completely different.
Actually, I am proud enough to say I do not have anything on Rhode Island Court Connect under the name DJ Psycho Eddie.
Same here under the name Bionic.
Otherwise, there may or may not be 1 or 2 offenses I will not cop to at this point. Also, if you want to get in touch with us, you want to come on the show like Dan and Jim here, you want to hit me up, MyNightOut Radio at Verizon.net. MyNightOutRI.com is the website for all your upcoming events. Twitter and Instagram, DJ Psycho Eddie or MyNightOutRI. Facebook /MyNightOut. Thank you for listening, everybody. We're going to leave here with a band that was in studio just a couple weeks ago. The name of the band is 1031, I Will Not Drown.